Yeah, you mentioned Michael Pillar, and a lot of people don't have the opportunity to really get, or didn't have the opportunity to get to know him. But he was a really caring guy, I thought, and thoughtful. And
Yeah.
every time I saw him, he was just a real genuine person, and I enjoyed the times we shared together. So,
Yeah.
people don't understand that because they don't have these interviews with Michael Pillar. He left the world too soon. But he
Yeah.
was just an awesome man, awesome guy.
No, I agree with you totally. He was always encouraging and out for the best for your character. He was very he was looking out for Chakotay. I know that.
Yeah.
Really, that's great.
Yeah,
it's great to know. A lot of people here keep asking and mentioning the new Picard series. Have you seen any of it? And if so, or
no, I didn't even know it was going on.
Really?
I haven't seen it. No.
If they,
where do you see it anyway? I don't even know what the
CBS All Access. You can watch it on
CBS
CBS All Access. Yeah, it started January 23rd of this year. Went 10 weeks, and that was now the first season is done. I can tell you off air. I can share with you the information on how to check it out. But what's
Are they
great
doing a second season?
Yeah, second and third. Yeah.
Okay.
Eventually, if it ever happened, if we're ever able to start production again, is that something you would consider? I mean, it's 20 years in the future after Voyager comes back to the Alpha Quadrant, so it's basically been 20 years since then anyway. So people from Voyager, Deep Space Nine, and Next Generation are able to reprise their roles as basically the age they are now. Is that something?
How convenient.
Is that something you would consider? if CBS called you and said, "Hey, want to come back as Chakotay?" Would you say sure? Would you say, "Well, what are your ideas?"
I would have to read it first.
Mm-hmm.
I would really have to read it first, and if it was just for instance, there was a series called it was a comedy that was on Fox not too long ago. The name of the ship was also the name of the series, the Orville. Orville, the Orville. Right. And they had some of the Voyager actors on, but I was really surprised that they had nothing to do. They had one or two lines, and it was just like, hey, let's get him to be in it, to say these two lines. Yeah, let's get him, And I was, I would not do that.
Well, Tim,
just to be on the show, it's not enough for me. I want to be on the Orville. No, and I don't necessarily want to be on Picard. Sure. Picardo, yes, I would. I would do Picardo if there was such a. But Picard, it would have to be. It would have to be a good reason to do it,
Mm-hmm. I think what you're alluding to is like Tim's role in the Orville wasn't. It was,
I don't know. I can't remember who it was.
Tim had a. They didn't give him a ton, but Bob Picardo on the Orville, he had a couple episodes. It's a really good role.
That's right. That's right. He played the father of the.
Right.
Yeah.
Picard, they're doing a good job of giving people good roles that come back. Frakes and Marina and all them. But anyway.
But they can always do the trick that they did to me once. I was guest starring on. This was years ago in the 80s. I was guest starring on a TV series that was pretty hot at the time. It was a 2-part cliffhanger at the end of the season, right? And Ed Asner. It was a great cast.
Oh.
So they sent me the scripts, and I read them. I thought, wow, this is really good. But the night before, we got to do one of the scenes that I loved the most. They had given all that stuff to Ed Asner, all my dialogue to Ed Asner. So he did that, And so that's what I'm always afraid of. In television, once you've signed the contract, they can do whatever they want with you.
Mm-hmm.
One time I was doing a film. I signed up to do a film. I went to wardrobe, and one of the aides came to me and said, "Oh yeah, here's your new script." And I said, "Oh, okay." So I was flipping through it, waiting around to get my wardrobe, and then I noticed there was a key scene missing that my character was in. And for me, it was the most crucial scene for my character, so I could have like an arc, Without it, there's no arc. So I called my agent. I said, "Hey, I'm not doing this movie if they don't put that scene back." And he said, "Robert, what do you mean? You're scheduled to start day after tomorrow." I said, "No, I haven't signed anything, so I'm not going to do it if they don't put that scene back. I signed up to do a particular script, and this is not the same script anymore."
Right.
He goes, "Oh my God, let me get back to you." Well, the director called me, pretty well-known director. He said, "Robert, come on, what's the matter? Come on, we're going to start. We love you. We want to." I said, "No, well, if you love me, put the scene back." He goes, "No, we just thought it wasn't really necessary." And I said, "Well, but it is necessary for my character, I believe. So let's just make this short and sweet. If it's not in, I'm not going to do it."
Right.
And he was mad and he did not like it, but I said, "Sorry, no." And so you just don't know. You just don't know what they'll try to pull, because it's happened to me,
Well,
So
that's a bait and switch right there.
I could get a great script from Picard, and then show up on the set, and it's all changed. All the great dialogue has been given to Patrick Stewart. Well, we believe that blah blah. And he's got all the great lines, and I'm just going.
That was spot on.
And if I've signed the contract, there's nothing I can do about it.
I know exactly what you mean. I've been in a similar situation where I was reoccurring on a show, and they called me, said, "Would you like to do another episode?" I said, "Sure, sign me up. I've already been on the show, already know." They said, "But we want you to read this script first." And I said, "No, I don't have to read it. I'm good." And then they said, "No, just read the script." And when they said it again, I was like, "Okay, what is in this script?" Yeah. And then when I read the script, I was like, "No, you're right. You guys are right. I see why you wanted me to read it. I don't want to do this."
Yeah. Well, at least they had the good, at least they warned you, gave you these two times that I've told you about, I was not told about it. So until I got there.
Robert, we've got about 10 minutes left. One question I don't remember if I've asked you this before, but it's something I know I've at least mentioned to you is I really, really need you to start doing audiobooks. You've got the coolest, silkiest, smooth voice of anybody in any Star Trek franchise. And please either tell me that you are doing audiobooks or that you would consider it, because we all need to be able to just relax and listen to the smooth stylings of Mr. Robert Beltran.
I do Patrick Stewart's voice in the audiobooks. Once upon a time. Oh, that's really nice of you. Thank you. I would love to do it. No, I haven't been asked to do it. I was asked when after we had finished Voyager. Right after that, they wanted me to write one of those novels. Those Voyager novels, Star Trek novels.
Right.
And I said, well, I talked to the editors, and I said, well, I don't really know what I could write. I'm not really a science fiction guy. And they said, don't worry about it. We'll do it, and we'll just put your name on it. I said, oh, really? Okay. I said, no, because what if I hate it? What if you guys do a lousy job and I don't like it? My name is mine. That's my name. And they said, oh, come on now. So I just didn't do it, But audio books, I would love to do.
You have a great voice. Definitely could listen to you reading a book all day. I have a question.
Very nice of you. Thank you.
Who are some of the people that influenced you growing up and to kind of help mold you into the man you've become today?
You mean performance-wise, actors.
Yeah, actors. Yes, mentors. Just you seem like you have this really good understanding of the world and just this broad understanding of the craft. And I just felt like maybe there were people that influenced you heavily, or if you just found it on your own as an up and coming actor.
Well, I had the good fortune of working with I went to Bakersfield College, junior college, before I transferred over to Fresno State, and there was a director there, professor that was just great, and he took special interest in me. He cast me in everything that he did, and he was really good. He saw that I had some potential, but he also saw that I was kind of constricted emotionally or something, maybe, So one time he got me out on the stage alone, and he said, "Now do a cartwheel." I said, "What?" "Yeah, do a cartwheel." "Okay." "Stand on your head. Can you stand on your head?" "Yeah." "Climb that rope." And then and while I was doing this stuff, he goes, "How's your father doing?" I said, "My father is doing good. Is he living? Do you guys live together?" And I said, No. We were divorced. My mom and him were divorced when I was young. "Oh, well, how's your mother?" I said, "Oh, she's great. She's great." He said, "Do you love your mother?" I said, "Yeah, I love my mother very much." So he was poking at me, psychologically, trying to find. At the time, I thought it was kind of strange, but it was kind of liberating too at the end, and I felt like it was okay to take off masks, just get rid of the masks and just be free as yourself, because I think that that's one of the things that people have a misconception about acting, is that all we have is who we are, and that's the only experience that we have, and that's where we go. That's where we come from, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're just imitating. I don't want to imitate Marlon Brando because he's a good actor. I want to be myself. I want it coming from me, from my own experience. So he was really, really influential. And then I had another one at Fresno State. But also I read a lot of books too, Sirach. I read a great Sidney Poitier bio, and I just love him. He's an incredible actor. Anthony Quinn, John Garfield,
Mm-hmm.
Peter O'Toole, because what you can't get in real life, we just lost you, Sirach. What you can't get
I'm
in
here.
real
I can
life.
hear you.
Okay. What we can't get in real life, you go to the next best thing, and that's like a book,
Right.
for history, and that sort of thing. So I mentioned my mother, but she was my biggest influence by far.
Right.
She would have been a great actress.
People are saying right here, Robert and Sirach have good chemistry. We're thinking, all right, buddy cop show. That's it. Buddy cop.
Perfect.
Who's good cop and who's bad? I think Robert's probably bad cop, right?
No.
No, he's good cop. Okay.
Too hard. Let me. I'll go either way.
I'm sure he's got the full range. Yeah, that's the nature of acting. You can cover both sides.
Yeah, I would love that.
We have just a few minutes left. You are still acting. Is there a kind of character in particular that you've never gotten a chance to do that you always want to do, like maybe like the wacky neighbor or the psychopath or the psychopath killer or somebody with a disability or something? Is there something that you haven't quite explored yet that you feel like you'd like to do at some point?
I would like to do more comedy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I did 2 pilots that were comedies that just never went.
Really? Can you tell us what they were?
One of them was called Family Martinez. And, it was a really fun. It was written by and produced by Tommy Chong.
No way. How did that not get picked up?
I don't know. Stupid, And it was about two friends that had grown up through the barrio and became, one of them became the lawyer and the other one became just a goof up, goofball.
Which were you?
I was the lawyer. Nice. So I was like the straight man too. Mm-hmm. The straight man with a lot of jokes himself, but and then there was another one. It was a Western called Rio Shannon. And that didn't go either, but that was like more drama comedy, I think.
Mm-hmm. God, missed opportunities. A Western, and you playing like the straight man in a comedy, but with jokes of your own.
Yeah. I have a question for you, Robert. In my experience, at least from my observation, a lot of the Star Trek actors end up into a certain box of typecast. And I want to know if you've experienced any kind of typecast or that you feel you have from your experiences.
Yeah.
Probably to an extent, I think it's inevitable that when you're on a show for 7 years, they're going to see you as that. The nice thing about it was that about the 7 years in playing Chakotay is it was not a one-dimensional type character. So I think that if you look beyond the tattoo and the Starfleet uniform, there was some episodes that could have been taken out of context, out of the Star Trek story, and put in another story, and it would work just as well.
Yes.
So I'm sure some people in the casting sessions, they say, "What about Robert Beltran?" They go, what has he done? But he's only done Star Trek Voyager. We don't need that. Could be.
And butterflies.
Yes. Yeah.
Guys, sorry, we're just about out of time. Very quickly, though, looks like you can sing here. Rico E. Anderson says, you guys got to get this buddy cop show made. That's all there is.
Hey, I guess so. I'm not going to object to that.
Rashid says, thank you so much, Robert, for doing this. Chakotay.
I recognize Rashid from the Twitter account.